agencies, the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. But as you can see, live coverage of Miyagi prefecture in northern Japan, the Sendai area, the tsunami has already engulfed some cities, fires breaking out due to the earthquake. In northeastern Japan's Iwate prefecture, tsunami waves of over 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that tsunami could reach between 6 and 10 meters. Tsunamis come in several waves. For those of you who are listening to this program, if you're along the coast, please do stay away and move to higher ground immediately. You're seeing live coverage of Miyagi prefecture in the Sendai area. Japan's meteorological agency revised the magnitude of the quake to 8.4 from 7.9, one of the worst earthquakes ever in Japanese history. It's a 7 on the Japanese seismic scale of 0 to 7. That is the same size earthquake as the one that hit the Great Hanshin area back in 1995. Fires breaking out, as you can see, live coverage in the Sendai area, Miyagi prefecture, north of Japan. For those of you who have just tuned in to NHK World, a major earthquake hit Japan Friday afternoon about an hour and 10 minutes ago. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured magnitude 8.4. It has revised it upwards to 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. In northeastern Japan's Iwate prefecture, tsunami waves of over 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could reach between 6 and 10 meters. We're getting reports of several buildings on fire. We do not know in regards to the exact amount of damage at this time, but we are soon to get a report from Japan's meteorological agency. They're setting up to find out the extent of the damage. All transportation systems in Tokyo as well as northern Japan has been stopped. Airports closed in Tokyo, Haneda, as well as Narita Airport. A great earthquake has hit Japan. Magnitude 8.4 in northern Japan. Agency has been warning a tsunami ever since the quake, and tsunami has hit the Miyagi Sendai area as our live helicopter camera crew are up covering and showing you exactly what is going on at this time. Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary Tetsuro Fukuyama told reporters on Friday that the governor of Miyagi prefecture, where the earthquake has hit hardest, has asked the government to send self-defense force units to deal with the situation and aid the situation. Defense Ministry officials say self-defense force personnel are currently contacting local governments and related agencies to assess the extent of the damage. Earlier, Prime Minister Naoto Kan and his cabinet ministers have gathered at the Prime Minister's office, where an emergency task force has been set up to respond to the earthquake. The task force will gather information on damage and prepare for more possible tsunamis. Japan's Foreign Minister Takeaki Matsumoto has ordered his officials to start preparing to accept foreign assistance. He has also told them to check on the safety of foreigners living here in Japan. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning not just for Japan, but also for Russia, Marcus Island, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning not just for Japan, where a tsunami has already struck, and you can see some of the damages so far in Miyagi prefecture, northern Japan, and the Sendai area, but also for Russia, Marcus Island, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. For those of you who have just tuned in and living anywhere close to the coastal areas of Russia, Marcus Island, Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan, please do not go near the water. Move to higher ground as soon as possible. You're watching NHK World, and a major earthquake hit Japan Friday afternoon. This happened about an hour and 20 minutes ago. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. In northern Japan's Iwate prefecture, tsunami waves of up to 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could be between 6 and 10 meters. You're seeing some of the tsunami damage so far in Miyagi prefecture, in the Sendai area, where some of the homes and farms have been flooded when the tsunami went upstream a river. According to the Transport Ministry, Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. The airport had earlier closed all runways. Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. The Japan Road Traffic Information Center and police say expressways around Tokyo and northeastern Japan have been closed. The Japan Road Traffic Information Center and police say expressways around Tokyo and northeastern Japan have been closed. According to Toshiba Elevator, it assumes that most elevators came to a halt in the region affected by the disaster. According to Toshiba Elevator, it assumes that most elevators came to a halt in the region affected by the disaster. At the moment, the company has been collecting information about mechanical troubles. The Industry Minister's Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency has put in place an emergency center for the earthquake. It'll collect information concerning damages caused by the earthquake to nuclear power plants around the country. For those of you who just tuned into NHK World, you're seeing live coverage of Miyagi prefecture in the Sendai area where a tsunami has struck. A major earthquake hit Japan on Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. Some of that tsunami already hitting areas like this one, as you see live. Miyagi prefecture in Sendai area, where tsunami went upstream and has engulfed some farmland, some homes, cars, trucks, and boats. The agency says, meanwhile, the Industry Ministry's Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency says it will have a news conference every hour to bring the latest information about the damage caused by the earthquake, obviously to power plants around the country. 5 have been shut down. Japan's meteorological agency has revised the magnitude of the quake to 8.4 from 7.9. It's the largest earthquake since the Great Hanshin earthquake back in 1995. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning for Japan, Russia, Marcus Island, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. Once again, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning for Japan, Russia, Marcus Island, Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. And here is more live footage of Miyagi prefecture, Sendai area. Live coverage of what the tsunami is doing in Miyagi prefecture, in Sendai city. That tsunami obviously going upstream, engulfing some of the farm and homes in that area. You're seeing a tsunami going upstream, engulfing some farms and homes in that area. Major earthquake hitting Japan on Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. That tsunami obviously engulfing some areas in Miyagi prefecture, as we're showing from our live helicopter coverage in Sendai. In northeastern Japan's Iwate prefecture, tsunami waves of over 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could reach between 6 to 10 meters. Japan's meteorological agency has revised the magnitude of 8.4 from 7.9, the largest earthquake since the Great Hanshin earthquake back in 1995. During that time, the earthquake was the size of 7 on the Japanese seismic scale of 0 to 7. It is the same highest level, 7 on the Japanese seismic scale of 0 to 7. Obviously, we can see from this live coverage from our helicopter in Miyagi prefecture, Sendai, Japan, big part of that area has been flooded from the tsunami. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning not just for Japan, once again for Russia as well, Marcus Island, Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. For those of you living near the coast or are near the coast, please move to higher ground as soon as possible. Another tsunami is hitting Miyagi prefecture, Sendai, Japan, and it looks like that tsunami wave is moving upstream rapidly. Live coverage from our helicopter up in northern Miyagi prefecture, where a tsunami obviously coming in several sweeps, hitting Miyagi prefecture, Sendai, Japan. Remember that tsunami comes in several waves and several sets. It doesn't come in just one set. Additional sets go moving upstream Miyagi prefecture, tsunami waves in Sendai area. A large part of the city has been struck, engulfed by this tsunami. Farms being washed away along with houses. We don't know the extent of the damage or the number of casualties or the number of injured yet at this time, but obviously that tsunami being extremely large. You can see the white tsunami waves moving extremely rapidly upstream. You're seeing live coverage of a tsunami moving upstream in Miyagi prefecture in Sendai city from the Pacific Ocean, engulfing a large part of the area. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami warning not just for this area, but for Russia, Marcus Island, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. For those of you near the coast or living in the coastal areas, please do move to higher ground. The tsunami has already hit several times along the Pacific coast area of Japan. That tsunami, that huge tsunami you can see from our live helicopter cameras hitting Miyagi prefecture in northern Japan in Sendai city. It's from the major earthquake that hit Japan on Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency revising the quake upwards to the magnitude of 8.4, one of the largest earthquakes since the 1995 earthquake that hit the greater Hanshin area. It's been over an hour and a half, and we're still seeing large tsunamis moving and hitting the area of Sendai in Miyagi prefecture. That tsunami obviously is going to hit the coastal areas as we speak. We do not know the extent of the damage at this time, but obviously a huge tsunami hitting the coastal area of Miyagi prefecture, Sendo area, in the Sendai city area. More than 4 million buildings in Tokyo, more than 4 million buildings in Tokyo and surrounding areas lost power soon after the quake. There has also been massive power failure in areas hit hard by the quake in the northeastern part of the country. More than 4 million buildings in Tokyo and surrounding areas lost power soon after the quake. There has also been a massive power failure in the area hit hard by the quake in the northeastern part of the country. Once again, more than 4 million buildings in Tokyo and surrounding areas lost power soon after the quake. There has also been a massive power failure in the area hit hard by the quake in the northeastern part of the country. A major earthquake has hit Japan on Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency says the earthquake measured magnitude 8.4. The earthquake hit about an hour and a half ago. You're obviously seeing some tsunamis hitting the coastal areas of Miyagi prefecture and Sendai area. The agency has issued a tsunami warning, or has been issuing a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast, along with other areas: Russia, Marcus Island, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center issuing tsunami warning for Japan, Russia, Marcus Island, Northern Marianas, Guam,